Hey, can you hear me? Just a second, let me fix something. Some people don't want to be associated with me and be a mod. So I just took back everybody's risk. Stacy and everybody. We can fight this fight for you, Mary. I mean, you really, oh my God, I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. Oh, and Benny was.
You think I can't lay my laptop on my belly? In the chat for Mary.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. It's been a hell of a day.
Coco, in fact, I'm gonna mute out and you just talk because you're way better than me.
No,
no, really. I mean, you do. Yeah, I really want you to. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for you guys having my back. Thank everyone for their donations, your prayers. This is probably the most devastating thing that I've been through. Everybody on YouTube is doing this for clicks and views. Apparently did not watch my live last year. I am a child that was awarded to the state. I have said in a video last year, the fourth child I have, I took from the state. I got custody from the state. My daughter has verified with her Betty on the phone earlier. So we have witnesses going all over. We have proof coming in. I do have court documents. I was her only permanent legal guardian. Okay, am I going to get on YouTube when my child is missing and say, hey guys, 13 years ago I got this kid? And no, I am a mother. I am her mother. I am who she calls mother. That is all she knows. Her mother gave her up for a sex offender. Okay, her dad got custody of her. Her dad took her because he's seen that there was a sex offender. So yay for him. Okay, I've been in more communication with her dad through the years than anybody. But they had a certain amount of circumstantial rights, but in the court documents, it says the mother, biological or biological father, only has rights under the discretion of Mary Taylor because of the drug use, the alcohol, the incarcerations. These people are so good, Nicolina and Benny, at investigating. Why didn't they investigate the person they were talking to? Okay, so it's no secret that this little girl is my baby girl. But did I have to birth her? No, I raised her. And I raised her alone by myself from the time I got her. Now, I did get her from Sandra, which is her paternal grandmother. Right now, we're going to be nice about this because in the respect of my daughter they just drug out of the woods, we're going to be respectful. But I don't want anyone ever to think that I would scam or lie or try to make something bigger than it is. It shouldn't have to be made bigger. I raised this baby. I'm mama to her. And I always will be. And she always will be my little girl. Always.
Mary.
I have been here since this missing report was filed by her biological father. That's how I found out. Actually, I found out from her best friend in Kentucky. I didn't even find out from him. Since he told me, I got in my vehicle and came here. I was here all weekend. I have stayed in touch all weekend. There is no one here. All the lies on Facebook. There's been no search party by the other side of the family. I'm the only one here with her stepdad. That's it. And my sons were here last night because they were scared what they would find last night with the dogs.
Mary.
But yes.
This is Jimbo.
Hey, Jimbo, thank you so much, baby. I would never ever scam anyone.
Mary, you don't worry about that. You do what you need to do. That's your daughter. You don't have anything to explain. I will take care of this fight. You just ignore it because they wanted to fight. Now they got it. You just.
I have people on my Cash App that's wanting their money back, and I want to put this out there. I've already had one that recanted. That is fine with me. I'm not worried about that. But with the messages that are coming through with these donations, wanting their money back, I can't support a lie. I promise you guys. I would never ever go on a social media website and tell such an awful, awful lie. And a little girl that I knew in my heart wasn't coming home. Nicolina and Benny. Nicolina's pissed at me, and this is the way she's going to come after me. Look it up. I don't have a record. But the people they're talking to, you guys please do your research. Look them up because you're going to be there for a week or two looking at these records. Look them up. Look up every one of their names. And then Benny and them will see who they're talking to. I promise y'all I would never, Jimbo, I'm so thankful for all of you guys. I would never, ever. That's not who I am.
Well, listen, you find out. Anybody that wants a refund, you let me know, and I'll replace them.
Well, I don't know how they're doing it, but they're already taking their money back. See, and it's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I just wanted these people to know that I would never, ever, ever lie. Never. Now, let me straighten this out. My daughter has talked about her Betty. She's in the chat. She can verify this. My daughter has bad anxiety. She is absolutely flipping, my older daughter. And she, unbeknownst to me, when she talked to the news people over here in Jackson County, she said, well, she's not my mom. My mom didn't birth her, but she adopted her. Her thoughts were all over. Her little sister were missing. I did not adopt Anastasia, but I have raised her from 6 years old until she was grown. And last year, look at the obituary. Click on that. It says grandmother Mary Taylor.
Yeah.
because that's the way this baby, I'm the only mom she has.
I don't want to ask you this right now, Mary, but I think this might help some people.
Okay.
Why would Sandra say you only had custody for a little over a year? Is there-
Baby, look her up. Look it up. I'm trying to be nice right now, but I promise y'all, let me tell you something.
I'm just-
On October the 10th of 2010, I got Anastasia. It took me one or a little less than a year. Every Monday, the first Monday of the month, Anastasia and me had to go to court because we're not blood related. And generally in Florida, they will not place a child with a non-relative. But in the court documents that I will give proof online, so y'all can snap them, read them, pull them up, go look them up. In these documents, it says they could find no suitable family member for her to be with. So the permanent guardianship was given to me. Now, her father was in this court date. He was there the day I received full custody. And he looked right at me and said, Mary, I'm mad as hell my mom gave her to you just because she's my baby and I was in prison, but I'm thankful it's you. And you know what I'm saying? 2 years my ass. This baby lived with me from 2010 on.
Well, Mary, I would say, whether you are or not, it is an extreme poor taste today
Yes.
of days to question your motherhood. They could have taken this a week from now and do that if they will never forgive them for what they've done today.
I mean, come on. It says on the news report they drug her out this morning. I mean, the reason I had to rush here last night is because they called me and said, we have $89 and I knew then chaos, and they had a recovery dog. They had a dog that's like for decomposition.
That dog.
Caverdall.
Right. And I asked when the chaplain and the detective knocked on my motel room this morning, because he knew I was here, of course, last night and where I was. He said, he said, we got to have dental records, Mom. Just get dental records. I got right on it. And I said, well, can I come identify? Because she wanted his like braces and stuff. But anyway, I said, and he said, this time, absolutely not. She's been out there for a week. And this Florida heat and humidity, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Mary, try to, okay, look, and these people that are trying to make it hard on you, just please put them in afterthoughts. You're her mother. You've had her since she's 6 years old. You raised her.
Right.
Biologically, it doesn't matter. You're her mother. You're her mom. Like we had custody of a couple boys for a year and a half, and they call us mom and dad still.
Right.
And they went back, their parents got their stuff straight, and they were able to go back home and finish being raised by their biological parents, but they still call us dad. Like you are.
That's because a child is going to call the person who nourishes, loves, protects, disciplines. A child is going to call that person their mom and dad, which, like I said, she knew. Anastasia was old enough to know why her mother gave her up. You know what I'm saying? They were in court with Allison. Her name's Allison. They were in court, and Anastasia was like 2 years old. And, through time, she was with her grandma and dad for a little while. And so I got her from grandma. And then, so she found out. And this girl was not married. She was just dating and had this sex offender living in the home. I can give y'all his name and you can look it up. It's Jacob Rawls. Okay. Well, then the judge looked at her and said, make a choice right now, your child or him. And she said, you're not going to tell me who to be with. And she chose him, y'all. She walked downstairs to wherever you get a marriage license, got it, and 3 days later married him over her own child.
Wow.
And her grandma did have her for a little while, because her dad had her for a little bit, and then he went back to prison. He gave grandma temporary, just because he was in prison. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, he was absolutely pissed when he found out his mom gave his child away. You know what I'm saying? But he learned to live with it, and he communicated with me like here and there. It wasn't every day, every week, every month, every year. There would be 2 or 3 years, 4 years go by that we wouldn't hear anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's sad. It's a sad thing. This little girl had hell from the beginning. From the beginning. And I had 3 other children. And when they brought her to my job in a parking lot at my workplace at 7:00 at night, and their exact words was, can she live with you? And I never asked them why, what's going on. I said, yes. Then I said, is everything all right? And they're like, well, with the drinking and the partying and all this going on. At one point, her grandma had that stomach surgery to lose weight. And she had gotten sick a couple times from that. But at this point, she was not in the hospital, so I don't know where all that's coming from. So anyway, the girl that was on TV is her aunt with the grandmother, Sandra and Sheena. And, of course, I'm sure I'm not even going to go there, never mind. So anyway, it was 7:00 at night. I just so happened I was the manager. It was a credit card machine tore up, da-da-da-da-da. I just happened to be there at my job when they came. And she's been with me from that day on until she was 3 months from 18 years old. You know, I don't know why all these lies. But if you're going to go after me, why don't you investigate the people you're talking to? It was easier for Nicolina and Benny to target me, the woman that raised this baby, because my daughter accidentally said adopted. What does it matter if she was adopted or not, Jimbo? Y'all, I mean, you guys, I mean, like you said, this is my little girl. I raised her. She called me mama the whole time I had her. I'm not, on her Facebook. She has one family relative, and it says Mary Taylor mother.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't raise her, why? I mean, if I wasn't mom, then why did she put that?
You absolutely are her mom. Like I said, that paperwork don't even matter.
I want to share it with you guys though, Jimbo, because you're getting targeted and Kemper's get targeted because you and your community helped me. Everybody, you know, Constant Help, Coco out, everybody's helping. I don't want y'all to get targeted because someone thinks I'm lying.
It don't matter.
We've been targeted. Yeah, we're
I know. I watch y'all. I watch Jimbo. I try. Jimbo has such late lives. I get up at 3 for work every morning. So Jimbo, I do try, but I do get, believe it or not, hand to Jesus on this. Drop me dead. I get up in the morning at 3 getting ready, and whatever I miss, I'll turn it on and listen while I'm getting ready. So,
when you get up.
yeah, I know. There's a lot of times you're still rolling or just went off. And then Constance, I know you guys are going to be, I think this was just a way to say, oh, what's Jimbo making out of this? You know, and you didn't have to do what you did. And I know you've been talking about her, Betty. She told me she let you know what was going on last night. Because I asked her, would she let you know that if I wasn't on, you knew why? It wasn't just like didn't want to be there.
Yeah, I knew what was going on. I was tore up. You know, it was.
I know.
And I told Kemper about it because I knew he wouldn't say anything. But, you know, it's we both had that same gut feeling that you had, you know, and
right.
And, you know,
right. And I'm a mother. Like I said, I might not have birthed Anastasia. I might not have went and carried her 9 months. You don't have to do that to be a mom or dad. Any man or woman can be a mother or father, but it takes a hell of a person to be a mom or dad. And, you know, as long as I can keep it in my heart and not let this YouTube mess get to me, I just got to keep and know in my heart that she did love me and she did. And I was mom to her and I always will be.
That's right. That's why the detectives came to your hotel room to let you know.
I'm the first person. The first person they came to.
That's right. And Mary, I'm gonna get off panel here. I'm gonna be listening. If you need me, call me, message me, whatever you need to do. Just I'm here for you. Okay.
Thank you, Jimbo. I appreciate you. God bless you, honey. Okay, girls, what questions y'all got?
I'm so emotional that I don't speak good. So if Coco,
yeah,
you like now. I just can't even. I mean, I can't. I can't. Can you?
Is there any questions in chat either that they're asking?
Not if I see them, Mary, but I don't see anything other than just complete support right now.
Okay.
I have a question, but I don't know if it's respectful enough. But
it does not matter. I'm an open book.
Benny's out there spouting that when she put her out on the street twice.
No, ma'am, that's not true.
Well, yeah.
Anastasia permanently left my home 3 months by the deputies, 3 months before she turned 18. The reason that is because, you know, teenagers, they run off. Their Anastasia was very resentful because she wanted to be loved. You know what I'm saying? She wanted her real family to love. They showed up to no birthday parties. They showed up to no Christmases. No one showed up, and it's not the lack of me inviting, not dad, not anybody. Okay, they didn't show up. It's like I got her and everybody disappeared.
But the fact is that you did. And for anyone to try to take that away from you, I can't even calculate that in my brain.
That's what's hurting me right now. Why would you try to deface the fact that I'm her mom?
Well, here's what's, Mary, you don't have to worry about what people think if you're the mother or not. We got that, and we will make sure every single soul on this internet believes that you are her mother. That is not your job. That is our job as your friend. And also our job as your friend is to let you relax and delegate to us to handle the bullshit. Because you don't need to hear all this damn bullshit.
Well, I will let y'all know I have not watched Benny's and I have not watched Nicolina's, nor will I watch it.
I will tell you if you need to, you know, and I'm sure Connie will too, but you don't need to watch this crap. It's not healthy and nor is it true. So it's
absolutely don't watch it.
Well, I was going to explain this to y'all. The reason Anastasia left my home is, you know, my father was dying. Most of the people that's been in my community knows I lost my father. Well, of course, Anastasia was there with us. Anastasia was a really good help because that was Pawpaw. That's what she called him, her Pawpaw. And she was there when he died and all that. Well, Anastasia had so much. This was a child that got a shitty start, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, she wore the nice clothes and got the good education. And you see where I'm going. I mean, I tried to do everything. I've never whipped my children. I have never whipped none of my children in almost 30 years that I've had children, except my oldest son, because his ADHD offers medicine when he was about 13, he decided to do some stupid stuff and the law got involved. But listen, the cops are the one who told Anastasia that it was time for her to go because she kept running off with these boys, which is not the first time. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She's not the only girl that's ever done this crap. But it don't mean I love her any less.
Right.
And let me tell you this, if I had put Anastasia out twice, do y'all think she would have wanted me there when my granddaughter died? Do you think she'd be on Facebook labeling me as her mom? Hell no, she would be trashing me.
I was one of those girls. I absolutely was one of those girls. We've all heard my story about when I was going, you know, running away with a 19-year-old. I was absolutely one of those girls.
She was boy crazy now. I'm going to tell you, the baby was boy crazy. But so was my sister, the one that got sexually assaulted and unalived.
You
So
know,
was she
you
when
had
we
the
were
first
younger.
teenage child, daughter, who's ever wanted to run away from home and be with a boy.
Oh, I know.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure that's the way teenage girls work. And
Yeah, and the cop, I remember the deputy's name was female cop. We were standing there in the middle of the road. They called me. It was like 12:30 at night. And they said, Miss Taylor, we found your daughter. She's on so-and-so road. So I jumped in the car and I ran over there together and I said, why do you keep doing this? Well, I want to be on my own. I want to go out into the world. I said, baby, this world is too big for you. And you know, the cop told her, she said, you have literally, before your mother got here, told me that your real mother gave you up for an SO, and this woman has a lot of health problems, and you keep on and on. So you're over the 6 month status, you know, like 17 and a half. She said, when will you be 18? And we were like 3 months. She said, it's time for you to go. She said, if you want to be in this big world, you go and get in this big world. So I took Anastasia home. Of course, I didn't leave her there. I took her home and we talked. And she said, it's not that I don't love you, and I've done you so wrong. I'll find messages and post them that come from her that show that, you know, I don't mind now. I know she's gone and I'm not trying to hurt her, you know, image in any way, but just to show that she apologized over and over about the way she treated. Can y'all hear me? Hello?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I had a phone call, apologize. But she called me and she's like, Mom, so and so, when she said she was bleeding or whatever, I'm like, okay, well, let me see what I do. You know, it's 9 o'clock at night, blah, blah, blah. No one in her family was there but me. I was the only one there for Anastasia. Now, her, of course, boyfriend was there and his grandmother, and her stepdad, the one that's here now, you know, that's married, getting divorced from her biological mom.
No, I'm here. Well, the moral of the story, I think, today is that here is what you're sitting here doing today because of their actions. You
Right.
should, I mean, what I would be doing is laying in the bed, crying and have my family surrounded with me. But because they
I don't have anybody here with me.
bright-eyed, bushy-tailed in the morning and try to create this situation. And now we're supposed to believe they just right wrongs when this is the outfall and damage they do. Are you
Right, right. You know what, though? I want to say this, and I want to say this where they all can hear it, all those, you know, whatever. I want to say this. I hope they eat their crow. I hope they understand, or whatever happened to them in their life to make them have so much hate in their heart. I don't have that kind of hate, ever had this kind of hate to torture someone, and their child is no longer here. No matter how you raised them, if you had them, if you didn't, you're right, Coco. I'm sitting here doing this because I'm a self-explainer. I will go on to the end of the world to prove that I'm not a liar. That's how I've always been.
The people that care about you the most.
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care.
I'm
I have
sorry.
a question from Midnight Baker.
Yes.
She said, please ask Mary if she's okay to say how much money is being asked to be refunded. Do you know?
Oh, I know that when we were asked by the motel because I was screaming out in front, to kind of go away and take a breather away from because the cops were here and all. So we went down to Sonny's and I grabbed me a tea and we were sitting there. And I know I'll have to look on my phone because I'm using my phone right now for this live. I'll have to go on there. I know $50 went back, and I wanted to say, don't mark me on this, but it said it said for Beth. And as soon as I clicked on it, it said, but it's a different name on the Cash App, but it said Devoted Survivors sent this back. So I guess they must have sent, like, they retroacted it. And as soon as I clicked on it to heart it, it went back to them. And then there was and the message said, I cannot support a lie. And I said, okay, well, this is one of these types of people that only hear one side of the story. So I don't want their help anyway.
Right. I agree. And you know what? And I said this earlier in our community chat. I said, do you think if I thought he was a liar, I would kiss my $10 goodbye and that would be done? There is no
Right.
Coals over the facts I don't know or do not know. Okay. But what I'm willing not to do is take a chance on that. You know, I was like, well, maybe I didn't. But what I do know is for the 10% fear that she may be telling the truth, I'm damn sure not going to speak up and say anything. And I'm not saying that's the way I feel, Mary. I believe you 100%.
Right. I understand.
Can I ask you this? What can we do to help now? Because you're in a room with people that love you and want to help, and you ain't gonna hear another damn word about money. I'm sure Constance feels that way. I know Jimbo feels that way. I'm sure I feel that way. How many?
Well, I want to say this, since you mentioned money. It was being spread on Facebook by Grandma that me and my oldest daughter has a GoFundMe. I would like to say this, hand to the Bible. I do not have a GoFundMe. I have not tried to set anything up. We are going to, I've been told I wouldn't even be welcome at the funeral. But then now I will say, we have to set our differences to the side. So Grandma did call me back. We did talk. She did apologize about the Benny thing, and she said she would straighten that out. She was just angry. She's going through. I know she loves Anastasia. You know, everybody loves Anastasia. Everybody's angry and sad and mad and want to hurt people. We would love to go to the jail and drag this dude out ourselves. But you know what? If we start acting crazy, this trial will go the wrong way, and we can't do that. We have to get justice for this baby. So I will let everyone know we don't have a GoFundMe. I'm not asking anybody for money for no funeral. That is something that we will situate. I very appreciate it. The only thing I'm doing right now that I know this room is paid for till tomorrow. So now that I know what's going on, we are waiting for the coroner to get done with the complete autopsy.
That's my question.
And I do have enough. Yeah, I do have enough donations that I think Mama She just sent a donation in. I think it popped across the top of the screen. But I do have enough money for a room, till Friday, Saturday. So I'm not worried about that. And I've never wanted to make this about money. I stress that in every single video.
No, we know.
And of course, no matter what I say to some people, they're going to take every word I say and twist it. And I'm okay with that because I'm not watching them. I can't watch them because it's going to make me angry.
No, and nor do I want you to. But for us as a community, everyone can tell you when we want to help someone, we want to help them.
I know y'all do. I know y'all do, Coco. And I'm sorry all of y'all getting attacked over
You
this.
don't
This
give
is
a rat's
insane.
ass. These people have attacked me 45,000 times.
I remember, girl. I've been watching you from the get. Whenever it all started with what's her name? I can't think. But when it started with her about the money thing, everybody's a scammer. But you know what gets me, y'all, about this? I'm sorry to cut you off. What gets me is these people on those communities vaguely see that her body has been recovered. They are seeing that this baby is no longer on earth with us. She's been put to peace with God. Even though they see that,